Good evening, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play tabletop role-playing games and pretend to be octopuses, octopodes, octopodiatrists. I don't know. We're gonna come up with a nice collective way to say octopus at some point in the stream, right, Nick?
Absolutely, we are.
Okay.
The correct term is I'm going to be that person. The correct term is octopuses, but we're playing an RPG fantasy sci-fi game. We can make our own. Oh, other fun fact, I'll try and bring these in. A bunch of octopuses are called a consortium of octopuses.
There we go. I've not even introduced our game master for the night, and he's already regaling us with octopus facts. But before we get into introductions and things, well, actually, let's get into the introductions. My name is Dagmar. I'm one of your players for the evening and the host of Science and Sorcery. And the person you've already heard speaking is our wonderful game master and creator of Rogue Octopus Escapes. And yes, I got the name right this time. The fantastic Nick Monroe Turner, who has very kindly agreed to join us this evening. Our other guests this evening, we've got some absolutely amazing people. To my left, right, depends on how you're looking at it, is the brilliant Maddie Searle from Realms of Peril and Glory. Maddie, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, I'm very excited to use I made this mistake before going live. They're arms, not tentacles. That is something that I learned recently.
We're learning every day, especially about octopuses. And to my beneath, that's a weird way to phrase that, joining us all the way over from India, and we're so grateful that she's agreed to stay up late for this, is TTRPG writer and writer of other things, Purna M. Purna, you still awake?
Yes, I am still awake. Yes, I am. That's totally what's happening. Hi, I'm Purna M. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm happy to be here.
Very exciting. We're very, very excited to have you here with us. And the last person on your screens to my diagonal is someone who, if you've been watching Science and Sorcery for a while, you may wrong way, Nick. Other way. There we go. Someone who's been on Science and Sorcery before, in our very first campaign, in fact, playing the chaotic warlock Dream in the Sandstorm Oasis. It is Jazz Scarlet back again.
Can't get rid of me. Hello.
Never. You joined us for our Dolly the Sheep adventures as well. Now you're back to be a different type of animal. Very excited.
Great. Keep doing it. Keep inviting back for animal themed ones. That'd be great.
Right, those are our lovely guests, the people you're seeing on your screens, and I've just got a couple of very quick announcements. The first one is our Tiltify campaign, fundraising for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund is still running. As I'm sure Sam's going to pop a link in the chat at some point soon, but if you've got some money, please do head over and donate if you can. There's some amazing rewards that you can still, if you donate certain amounts, you can still come play TTRPG with Sam or get art made by Alex, who didn't do the art for the octopuses. We'll get to that in a moment. And this is a teaser, and I didn't tell Sam that I was going to do this, but we've maybe potentially got something else in the works for a fundraiser for Palestine. So keep an eye and ear out for that coming up relatively soon. Just finalizing some things, and then we'll be able to tell you more. 3 announcements. I always miscount. Second announcement, everyone say a massive congratulations and thank you to the wonderful Elizabeth Mills, Marine Mumbles, for doing the brilliant octopus art for us tonight. We absolutely adore it, and she is currently watching, so if you in the chat want to, tell her which one's your favorite or something else you like, let her know. She did a great job. And our last announcement is right at the bottom of your screens. You should see use code Science Sorcery for 30% off at valkyrierrpg.co.uk, 30% off. Amazing. We love them. That's all I'm going to say about Valkyrie, because I want to play an octopus, so I'm going to stop talking any moment now and hand over to Nick. Nick, do you want to introduce people to your brilliant game?
Absolutely. So, yeah, before we get into the story proper, I'll just tell you a little bit about the game. So, Rogue Octopus Escapes is a very short and simple TTRPG where you basically play a bunch of octopuses escaping a certain scenario. The book, when it goes out online, will feature a lot of randomized scenarios that you can use. And what we've done today is we've had a chat, all of us and the players, and I've thrown a few dice, taken their ideas and turned that into a story which we're about to experience. All of our fantastic players have made some really unique characters. I'm really looking forward to you all meeting. Basically, they all get a series of 8 skills, and they get 4 skill points to share amongst those skills. So we'll be getting into that in due course. For now, is everyone ready to begin their adventure? All right, brilliant. So we begin in a deep and empty void in space, in an expanse free from gravity or the reaches of any governing body. A rickety old starship trundles through space carrying a unique cargo. A small crew of enterprising individuals have been away from port for many a year now, searching the galaxy for rare and exotic creatures. Recently, they made the most unexpected discovery on a backwater planet, isolated from the rest of the galactic community. A little planet known to its inhabitants as Earth. I think I got the pronunciation right. Upon arriving on Earth, the crew almost called off their search, finding the landscape overrun by a belligerent bipedal species that had built oppressive dens all across its landscape. But their persistence was eventually rewarded by a discovery in Earth's oceans. 8-limbed creatures of great intelligence with exceptional abilities in morphing their bodies, camouflage, agility, using tools, and hopefully even more to discover upon further observation. As their intrusion on Earth was starting to get noticed, the crew only had time to take 4 specimens with them before they had to leave. This is their story. We start in a short metallic corridor with unflattering lighting and avenues of cages and tanks on either side of the corridor. We see aliens of all shapes and sizes, snarling hound-like creatures look upon the newcomers with distrust. Wide-eyed balls of fur look at them with wonder. And one jade green creature folds its limbs around itself and averts its eyes from the newcomers. Let's have a look at what is causing all this commotion. So, let's do it the opposite way around. Jasmine, when your co-captors look upon the tank that you're within, what do they see?
They see what is known as well, to us, they probably don't know what it's called, recently, a common octopus. And this octopus is kind of like trying to keep itself busy with whatever it can find in its tank, which is obviously nothing. But it's doing its best to try and imagine that there's a little garden about that it was just happily kind of tending to when it was on Earth. So it's kind of like it's kind of like what's going on? Why am I here? Where's my garden? I just don't like this. I want to get out.
Yeah, fair enough. And what's your little guy's name?
Little guy's name is Reggie. They don't know what it means, but they like the kind of like feel of it.
Yeah.
They just like it.
Yeah, cool, that makes sense. All right. And Porna, what do they see when they look in your tank?
They see what on Earth is called a gloomy octopus or an octopus tetrachus, and usually found down under. Sorry, just flashback to when Dagmar introduced me. And my character is called Coin, named after one of these fantasy writers of Earth, Terry Pratchett's Sorcery has an 8th son of an 8th son, and I thought that was appropriate. So my character's called Coin, and usually I'm just gonna say enjoy the smile now, because gloomy octopus gotta be gloomy. So I'm gonna just be saying wildly enthusiastic things with this face.
Nice. All right, and Maddie, what do we see when you look at your tank?
Huddled in a corner, you might think it's some kind of small bit of gunk that's been misplaced by one of these aliens, but it is in fact Octavia. She is an Atlantic pygmy octopus. Well, I use they them pronouns, she uses she her pronouns, and yeah, there she has a mantle, or like the kind of the body part of her is 4.5 centimeters, and her arms are 9 centimeters long. She is usually some variation of brown or orange. She's currently quite a dark brown at this point, as she kind of tries to blend into the corner. And if you look very closely, you may see that she has some sharp rocks that she's managed to cling on to from Earth, wrapped in her arms, huddled away from any prying alien scientist.
All right, great stuff. Well done. And Dagmar, what do we see in your tank?
Yeah, and in my tank, you see a small sort of lilac colored Dumbo octopus, Grimptoothus bathynictes, or Grim for short, who to all intents and purposes hasn't really noticed he's in a different environment. He's busy thinking about his next poem. He just keeps bumping up against the glass with the back of his head, wondering why he's not moving forward, but then he gets distracted again. He goes back to crafting his poems.
Wow, that is incredible in the zoneness there. All right, so another little octopus fact that's very relevant to going ahead is octopuses can communicate via camouflage, so they're able to sort of change the color and patterns of their skin, which they can use to communicate with each other. So I'm gonna pass over to you for a moment. If you'd like to talk amongst yourselves, you can. If you'd like to sort of figure things out, start gleaming things about your environment, yeah, go for it.
I feel like Coin is just going to be like in a dreamlike reverie until she notices the newcomers to the corridor, sort of like, wouldn't it be nice? This is, by the way, my arms, my octopus arms. This is what you get as a method actor when you have me on your stream. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be like, wouldn't it be nice if I'd taken that chance to open that underwater restaurant when I could? One day I will not be in this cage. Somehow doing that will be possible again. Hello. Who are they? What is this? I'm always surprised at how terrible this lighting is. Does nothing for me. Can we see each other, or can we only see the corridor?
Oh yeah, you can see each other. If you want to try and see more, you can roll a sense roll and see if you can figure out more about your environment.
Sure. I'm happy to roll. I will also, like, I guess if we can see each other, I will be saying this at I'm going to pick a side. Who's to my left?
Maddie is to your left, so Octavia.
Right. I'm gonna be like, Octavia, do you think this lighting does anything for me? I don't think it does.
How can you be thinking of lighting at a time like this? This is the end times. We're all gonna die.
I can't die. That would seem silly.
How?
much
Why
to
is that
do.
silly? Why is that silly?
Because dying seems so boring. Why wouldn't it die? Look, there's like some random... Ooh, that is so exciting. There are some random new beings in our badly lit surroundings. You see them?
I can
Look at
see
that.
them. I can see them. Any new creature that we come across, I must assume is an enemy until it's proven otherwise. So if
But-
any come close enough for me to stab with my sharp rocks, I shall do so.
Fair. I think that's a fair way to approach newbies. Sure, I'm gonna let you have some alone time. I turn to my other side. Who's on this side? Reggie?
Is on. Yeah.
Reggie, what do you make of this lighting? What do you think? Good? Not good? What do you think?
I think it's okay. I mean, I don't know. What's the best lighting for you? I don't know. I like light.
Dim or gloomy lighting, actually.
Okay,
think.
okay. So we're opposites, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm sure it looks great for you. I can't really tell how bright this is. I should be able to, but this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like the big ball in the sky.
No, doesn't look like big ball in sky.
I don't like it here. I don't like it here.
No. Plus the lighting's terrible.
As you are talking, you hear a bit of a sort of impact sound as something hits the side of Grimm's tank.
What was that? Where am I? This is not a very inspiring environment. How am I meant to win a Pulitzer? I'll have to make it work. Oh. Hello. Oh,
Did
at
you
least I
just?
haven't.
It's mm,
Yes?
you're strange. Just throwing it out there, okay? Just letting you know.
It's very bright in here.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, but it's not the big ball in the sky though. It's off.
The what?
I've been saying for ages that it's really bad lighting. No one will listen to me.
All lighting is bad lighting.
This is also hard to ignore.
Oh yeah, we don't come from the same places, do we? No.
What's the big ball in the sky?
It's really nice. It's really warm. It's nice.
Is it?
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, it's a shame. I mean, each to their own. Like, we like different things. That's totally fine. That's good. It's good. Yes, it's good. But like, can we get to the point that we my garden's gone. I don't know where it's gone.
We've
It's
been
true, I'm not-
abducted. We've been stolen from our natural lands.
Oh, is that it?
That would explain a
things.
lot, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know where we are?
Yeah, do you know where we are, Octavia?
I don't know. But I can only assume that it is what the human who used to handle me in the tank at the aquarium used to call hell.
Well, that doesn't
Make-
sound nice.
making a lot of assumptions about many creatures. I like it. I'll go with it. Yes, hell it is. Well,
there is
how do we get
another-
out of hell?
There is another clink, this time on Octavia's tank, accompanied with sound from the other room going.
I will launch I will crawl up to the edge of the tank where the water ends and poke an arm out and launch a sharp rock at whatever creature is getting too close.
All right, here we go. First roll of the game. Can you make a manipulating objects roll? So that is
Okay.
a D8. We always use D8s in this game, plus your skill points in manipulating objects.
Nice. I have a +1, so that's a 5.
Okay, so I will say that you hear a bit of a yelp, a kind of, and if you look into the kind of relative dark that you throw into, you will see a kind of green shimmering light kind of move around and retreat for a bit. Retreat kind of into the darkness, followed by sort of 3 sort of glowing eyes just kind of looking straight towards you.
I appear not to have slain my foe. The danger is still
Octavia.
present. Be vigilant.
Octavia,
Yes.
war is a slippery slope. What would you do becomes what will you do becomes, my God, what have you done?
How can you think of such banal questions when survival is at stake?
Oh, it wasn't a question, it's my latest poem.
I'm sorry.
I have no words. I have no chromatophores to describe how I'm feeling right now.
You hear a bit of commotion at the end of the corridor. You see in the kind of darkness a sort of hulking figure making its way down, accompanied with a kind of, and it just kicks the cage that Octavia you just threw a stone at, and just utters something in some alien language, and then it turns its gaze towards the 4 of you. As it gets closer, you see that it's a kind of shimmering gel-like creature, kind of with a sort of yellowish, orange yellowish tinge to it, and it looks at the 4 of you up and down, and I'm going to roll to see which of you it's most interested in. So let's say 1 or 2 Grim, 3, 4 Octavia, 5, 6 Coin, and 7, 8 Reggie. That is an 8 Reggie. It pulls something out of the side of its body. It seems to be some kind of spoon, colander, something like that, and it is going to put it in your tank, and it's going to scoop you out.
I am going to try and avoid that.
Okay.
I don't know
Cool.
which is the best skill for that. I guess the movement one.
Yeah, if you're just looking to kind of dodge out the way, then
Yeah.
movement. So you're in water at the moment, which means that when you're making a movement roll,
Mm-hmm.
you do so with advantage. So roll twice and take the highest number.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 4. And I don't have
4.
any modifiers. It's a 0.
Okay. So with a 4 that ultimately does not succeed, you kind of
No.
you give it a good chase though, so you're dodging around, so going into each of the corners, scooping underneath it, kind of putting your body underneath, because as an octopus you have so much more agility than us humans, but eventually it does sort of pin you against the side, and it is going to take you out and going to start to walk off down the corridor.
Bye, friends, I guess. Remember me.
Can I try and like splash some water from? I don't know if the tank is open. Can I try and splash some water, or whatever I'm floating in, at the
Yeah.
creature that just took Reggie away?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's call that. I think that to be a movement roll as well. You're kind of moving your tentacles, your arms to try and get across.
I have rolled a 4 and I have a +1 modifier, so 5.
5. Okay, so that's you do succeed in splashing water at its attacker. It kind of goes.
Why are you taking my
Hmm.
friend?
Just
For
goes.
given value of friend.
Yeah, so
Rude.
you splash it, but it doesn't have much of an effect, I'm afraid. And so Reggie gets taken away, and
No.
we're gonna have a moment, Reggie, with you in another room. So it's gonna take you to a different room and pop you in a different tank. You see a different alien approach. It's a kind of roundish, slightly fuzzy, purple, rodent-like alien. So 2 eyes right in the front like this, and 2 eyes on stalks, and they kind of all curve around so that they are looking at you. It gets a kind of little vial, so it puts different liquids in your tank and starts going. And eventually, after trying this for the 3rd or 4th time, it goes, "Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?" And after seeing that look of recognition, it goes, "Ah, yeah, it worked. Yeah, I knew we'd get through to this one as well." Like, oh, you are gonna make a lovely prize, my darling, a lovely prize, all right? Yeah, so whatever that solution was, it now means that you can understand what this alien is saying.
Oh
So-
no, it sounds like humans. That's bad.
Humans are. Well, don't you worry about them, my darling. You're with me now. You are going to be a prize warrior. You're going to win so many prizes.
What?
I am so looking forward to this.
What? I just want to do some gardening. What? What?
Oh, you're playing more than gardening where I'm taking you. And as it's kind of sort of fawning over you, another figure enters the room. This is a kind of long, sort of thin reptilian one with greyish scales and wearing a sort of hood, and basically very, very kind of angry at the purple alien. It's going, "Agra, I can't believe what you've done. You've taken this sacred creature from its home, and this thing should be kept and praised. It should not be poked and prodded like this, and certainly not entered into one of your ghastly competitions." Like, oh, come on, Gainsgarn, this thing is a beaut. You should see. Look at these scans. Look, 9 brains, 3 arts, and hey, watch this, and it's going to bang on the side of your tank. Like, see, look at the way it moves. It can do anything. You know what? We're going to enter this in the Volcano Championship, and we are going to get rich, my friend. We are going to get rich.
Championship? What the? What? Where am I?
Look, you're upsetting it. You're upsetting it. And he goes, "Oh, wait." And it's wearing a sort of ear set. It turns a dial and can't seem to hear you anymore. There we go. That's better. Now, look, I know you want to take it back to your own planet. I know you want to sort of, praise it and have all of you lot worship it, but it's going to be much more use in this tournament, I tell you. And once I'm done with it, you can have it. But the tournament is dangerous. Who knows what will be left? Like, oh, come on, there's 4 of them, and there's plenty more where they came from. You don't want me to reveal your secret, do you? No, I suppose not. Anyway, we found a solution now. Give this to the others, and they'll be able to understand us properly, all right? Yes. All right, yes, Slurch, get in here, will you? I think it's time for this one to go back. And the creature from before, the big, bulbous, gel-like creature, comes in, and it's going to try and scoop you up again. Would you like to resist?
Yeah.
Okay, great movement roll. So I'll say you need a 5 to... Sorry, you need a 6 to evade it, and if you If you get an 8, then I'll let you do something special.
Got a 7.
Got a 7. Okay, cool. So you're not able to get hold of it, and the purple rodent is going, oh, come on, Slurch, you slow down your old age, give it here. And it's going to go after you much more aggressively, even kind of putting its head kind of almost so it's touching the water.
Gonna roll again?
Yep, sure.
I don't like this guy. And 7 again.
7 again. Okay. I will say that the other guy, the hooded figure, Gainsgarn, he's going to go, look, you're upsetting it. You're upsetting it. Here, let me handle it. And it comes over and it's going to go, shh, child. It's going to put its hands up against the tank and it's going to go, it's okay, Divine One. Oh, 8-limbed creature of destiny. Come a place where you shall take your rightful place as ruler of my species.
What?
Please, it's all right. Come with me. And for a third time, one of them is going to try and scoop you out. A bit kinder, a bit more gentler this time.
It doesn't want to be anywhere near these wackos. So I'm gonna roll again to try and avoid.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep trying. Oh my god, it's 7 again. Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. I promise this is not gonna happen all night, guys.
No.
It's just best now.
I see. I see. This is its divine will. It wishes to stay here. Agra, you must respect its will and let it stay in your quarters from now on. Like, oh come on, I don't want that weird thing in here.
You're
all
weird.
right then. Hey, wait, hang on, it's got this thing turned off.
Oh, okay.
It senses the malice though, and just kind of gives you a look. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Here, Slurch, give these to the rest of them. That way, be able to reach an understanding with them, so they're all ready for the tournament. All right. And Slurch is going to go off, and you see the three of you in your tanks. You see the figure returning again with a kind of vial in its hand. Do you think there's anything you would have been doing during Reggie's absence?
I think I would have liked to check my tank for possible ways to get out, because I really don't like all these bright lights now that I've noticed them.
Okay. All right. So that would be a sense roll. Now, just to give you a general outline of your tank, it's scooped up the kind of seawater that you're in before, so there's at least some recognizable stuff in there. There is a very kind of slight grate at the top that kind of opens up when they need to get you in and out.
Okay. I'll go for a sense roll. I rolled an 8 and I have a +2, so that's a 10
amazing.
total.
Okay, that is a critical success. So critical success is when you roll above 8. So 8 basically means you got all of your tentacles working as one on this particular thing. More than that basically means that you are transcending. So I think you tell me what you find.
Okay, I go for the grate because having seen them take Reggie out, I assume from a similar tank. I sort of start prodding and poking it with all 8 limbs and figure out that I can fit bits of them through. And I'm not a big guy. And there's a really nice dark corner I can sort of see a little bit further out. So I'm going to try to squeeze through the grate in order to get there. If that's
all right,
possible.
nice. Make me a contortion roll. I'm going to keep this low because of how well you rolled then. So basically just don't get a 1 or a 2.
So go to valkyrierrpg.co.uk, use code Science Sorcery, and get this exact dice set, because that was another 8. for a total of 9.
Wow. Amazing. What do you do next?
I think I just sort of yeet myself through and out, and as I skitter away to this little like dark corner away from the bright lights, Octavia and Coin just hear, "Deep into the brightness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before." And then I hunker down and try to turn myself as like invisible in this spot as possible.
Wow. Okay.
And yes, it was The
Camouflage.
Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
Incredible. The thing is, you would either have needed to have learnt that from someone, or you just independently came up with that yourself.
Transcended. I transcended.
Yeah, you did. All right. One more chance for a critical success. Give me a camouflage roll to see how well you blend into the shadows.
I am going to use the same dice. I do have other d8s, but I want to see if I can get... That's a crit fail.
Oh!
But I have a 3 for camouflage, so it's a 4 total still.
Okay.
But I
So
did roll 1.
A crit fail is actually below 1. So,
Okay.
yeah, basically, the only way you can get that is if you have a minus stat and something.
No, I don't. So it's a 4 in that case.
Okay. In that case, you do blend in somewhat. It's kind of like if they were looking for you, they'd be able to see you, but unless they're particularly aware of the spot that you're in, they might just glance over you. Okay, so you all see then as the big kind of yellowy amorphous blob from earlier comes to the door. You can see that after they've closed the door, they kind of they sort of use a wrist fob to kind of close it again, and they kind of slurp the way to you. They then sort of go to a console, beep boop beep, and the door to Octavia's tank opens, and they are then going to sprinkle some of this solution into your tank.
I would like to take this opportunity of the tank being open to fling myself out, possibly into the face, what I might perceive as the face of this alien creature.
Sure. All right. So, yeah, this is a movement roll, and because you're starting it in water, you are going to get advantage on that. So another octopus fact is that sort of to propel themselves along and to, especially to kind of evade predators, they will fill themselves up with water. Their kind of body inflates like a balloon, and they kind of shoot it out like a jet. So I imagine that's probably what you'd be doing.
Yeah,
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So yeah,
Okay.
roll advantage.
Right, so first one is a 6. Second one is a 4, so I'll take the 6.
Okay, great. I will say with a 6, you launch yourself out, and you basically impact on this thing's face. You kind of go floop, and then kind of slowly start to sink into the thing.
This was a miscalculation!
And yeah, it's getting a bit confused. It's basically having to reach into its own face to try and pull you back out.
I'll try and go out the other side.
Okay, I will count this as you're in water, so
Yeah,
advantage.
Amazing. That's a 1 plus 2, so a 3, and then 7 plus 2, so 9.
Crit.
I'm like, this is even better than water. This is great.
Brilliant. What do you do?
I propel myself out the other side of this creature and try and propel myself into a similar dark corner as Grim has found.
Nice. Are you wanting to camouflage yourself?
Yes, I believe so.
Great camouflage roll then, please.
Perfect. 3.
3. Okay, so the creature will kind of go and then kind of look around, see where you've gone, and it sees you again. It is so grabbing something off the wall. It's a bit different from the colander, and it is going to approach you. This is a kind of an object that kind of looks kind of long and offensive, basically.
Okay.
Is this happening anywhere near where Grim would be hiding?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think I'd like to, seeing Octavia has also escaped, and 2 is clearly better than 1. I'd like to try to help Octavia by emerging and trying to blast some ink into this alien's face.
Nice.
Because
As
I'm
I
terrible
emerge
at ink.
from, I've got decent ink. So I emerge from my shadowy spot, speaking softly, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever octopus may be for my unconquerable soul. And I'm going to try to ink him in the face.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, make
I
me
will
an ink
use a
roll,
different
please.
dice.
Okay.
That's a 9 total.
Wow.
7.
Okay. All right, amazing. So before you do anything, I'd like you to sort of make a note that your next ink roll will be -1 because you only got a finite supply of that. And yeah, tell me what you do.
I think I just sort of rear up and depress my ink sac with so much force that it just shoots up over Octavia and into the aliens' eyes in order to try to blind them.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you succeed in that. So the alien kind of goes, and the thing in its hand kind of fires off, and you see a sort of magnetic net kind of fasten itself to the wall over Octavia. Yeah, and I'd say because of the nature of this beast, it's basically kind of got the ink kind of in its face, and it is trying to sort of knock it out, basically, or actually, what it will do, being a gelatinous creature, is it's trying to sort of push it down so it can digest it, because that's the best way to get rid of it for it. So yeah, you've got a little bit of time while it's doing that. If any of you want to do anything now,
can I also propel some ink into his face if he's near enough?
absolutely you can. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, I'll tell you what. From where you are, since you're still in the tank, it will be a 7 or above to succeed. You can try and get yourself into a more advantageous position, or you can try from where you are.
Yeah, no, I'll try and climb my way up the side of the thing, because I don't know how hard it is to get out from this. Yeah. Would that be suction or movement or?
That would be suction, the way you described it.
Okay. That is a 2.
It's a 2. Oh, you just kind of go back down again, I'm afraid.
Oh no.
You can still try for the
Yes, I will still try
it
for
will
the
still
ink.
be a 7 to succeed.
That's a 3.
Oh no. Oh dear. Yeah, so I think your ink kind of sort of goes foot against the side of the tank, a little bit kind of falls over, but that's it, I'm afraid.
And then sort of falls back into the
Yeah.
tank, and it's just like, well, this is at least a slightly better lighting.
All right, and take -1 for your next ink roll. All right, with all this commotion going on, you hear voop, voop, as the door opens again. The shorter figure stands there and goes, "Hey, what's all this going on then?" This is another kind of purple rodent-like creature, but it is smaller than the one from before. It doesn't seem to know what's going on yet. It's just making its way towards you. Would anyone like to do anything?
Can I try and again don't know what the thing is, but can I try and rock the tank forward and backward in an attempt to get it to tip over?
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I would say, yeah, it depends on how you want to do it. So the way you've described it, I'd say movement, but you can also make the manipulating objects rolls, and you're kind of trying to manipulate the tank.
Yeah, I'm gonna say manipulating objects because I've got a higher modifier in that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that is a 7.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I will say it takes a little while, but you kind of start a little bit, kind of a bit of a dunk, and then whoop, and then very steadily it's starting to go over. The person who's coming in is going to go, oh wait, and he's going to run over, but doesn't quite get there in time as your tank goes over and shatters all over the floor. You are now free of your tank.
I will be slithering towards Grim. I like poetry as much as the next guy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Should we find Reggie? I liked Reggie.
I liked Reggie too. Where is Reggie? Do we know? I know that Reggie got taken away by the creature that now has some ink. Well done, by the way.
Thank you.
In that direction, I suppose. Also, how do we get... Is that Octavia?
Octavia?
Hello?
It seems like that's not a tenancy agreement you agreed to.
No. This is my worst nightmare.
How can we help?
Everything terrible has come to pass.
Is
On the
this
bright side-
apocalypse?
Oh, it could be the apocalypse.
It's
Do
entirely
you think it's the apocalypse?
It's entirely possible, but any way that we can find, can you look around for exits? I can't really see through this netting.
Okay. Coin will turn to Grim and go, don't think it's the apocalypse. What rhymes with apocalypse? Can't be the apocalypse. Has to rhyme.
Octopocalypse.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's us.
That makes
That's
total
perfect.
sense. That absolutely makes... Okay.
Let's go see if we can find an
Octavia!
exit.
She's like, hang on. I think I need to tell Octavia. Octavia! I think it... Grim thinks it's the Octopocalypse. Does that help?
For the 4 Octomen of the Octopocalypse.
Love it.
I'll need to work on this.
I think terminology is really not going to help right now. I need positive, affirmative, physical action.
Fine.
Positive.
Oh.
Hmm.
This is kind of the wrong group for that, but we'll try. So I think I look at Grim and sort of say, do you want to? So should we try and like go climb up the wall, or should we try and use the weird creature as a ladder, whatever a ladder is,
I think it's like a rock.
Hmm.
We can do that. Yeah.
Which one? Because like I feel like on the one hand, a moving rock, cool in most circumstances,
Not good at that.
not great in this particular circumstance. Plus, I don't want to touch it.
I don't want to touch it either. I don't know.
The gelatinous creature has now kind of mostly gotten the ink out of its face and in its torso, and it is starting to kind of get a sense of the situation again. And he's going to turn to the new arrival and just go,
I do think that I will ask. I will if we hear this noise, then I'm gonna turn to Grim and say, I think we should take some of these sharp bits of my former home, in some of our arms, just for some light strength training while we help Octavia.
Coin, these mountains that you were carrying, you were only supposed to climb.
Yeah.
I don't like touching things.
All right, I'll carry some.
I'm gonna... Octavia, have you found an exit yet?
Can I make a sense roll from my admittedly poor vantage point to see if I can see any ways of getting out of this room in particular?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, make a sense roll, please.
Cool. 6.
Okay, so yeah, from actually you've your elevator position does give you a pretty good sort of look around. So yeah, you do see that there is a kind of a door, and that seems to be from the direction that that Reggie was taken. You notice that there is a kind of light on that door, and yeah, I'd say 6 enough to kind of notice that the aliens seem to be using a kind of a device on their wrist in order to open and close that door. Yeah, you also see that there are some supply crates around as well.
Interesting.
Coin has suddenly remembered that they have some latent magical ability, which I'm going to ascribe to some sort of octopus brain thing and not me being awake at 1 a.m. But so may I try and get whatever magnetic thing is holding Octavia's netting to the wall? Can I try and get the magnetic thing to detach? So she goes.
Yes, you can. I'd say even though this isn't you physically doing this, this would be a manipulating objects roll. You're manipulating objects with your mind.
Okay. That is an 8.
Yeah, it works. It's not a critical success, but it works. So yeah, can you describe how you kind of activate this octo magic?
I think Portnoy's frozen.
No.
The octa magic. It's too
It's
strong.
too powerful.
This requires
no.
such intense concentration.
I will say, out of nowhere, the monk from earlier just opens the door and is just absolutely annoyed, and he just falls to his knees and starts weeping. Magical creatures, I don't believe it was true.
And I saw and behold a pale octopus, and he that sat with him had a sharp shard of the home, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. I think I'm really getting somewhere here. I think this could have a lasting impact, this poem. The Octopocalypse. Maybe I'll call it Revelation. Octavia?
Yes.
Can you get out yet?
I think so. I'm sort of squirming away as best I can, but make note of the things on their. I think humans call them wrists. I don't know what these creatures call them. They help open doors.
All right, I tell you what, folks. I think this might be a good time for a little break. So we have Octavia.
I think we've just you're playing Octavia now. I think we're just gonna keep going. Invisible GM. But yes, let's take a little break here so we can get all the tech working in the background again, folks. Do you want to 5 or 10 minutes, Nick? Up to you.
Or let's see, 10 minutes work for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Purna is back. Magic has worked, and we're going to see exactly what happens to all of our little guys after the break. So see you at 10 past. Back in a sec, folks. Oh dear. I'm sorry to tell you this, Katanga, but I'm afraid that this misery high bluff you keep talking about has just been a figment of your imagination.
Can Katanga make an insight check?
Absolutely.
Do you want me to roll deception?
No point, because that was a natural 1.
Well, if I notice this mid smooch, can I flick my tongue out for a quick taste?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check, I guess.
What is
Sleight
with
of
your
tongue.
characters and tasting things?
Mate, we've talked about these these body image issues, and like you can't be comparing yourself to like refreshing beverage cunt of all people.
Most of the fleas, because I assume Dream isn't actually being all that careful.
No.
So a lot of the fleas do manage to like jump ship. And
They're fleas.
I don't know what happens if you pour bleach on a flea. They might be fine.
It might disintegrate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Google it.
What happens when you bleach a flea?
That's
Live
like a-
Psychom coming straight at you.
Look, Psychom's just being... Okay, so... That name.
So when the Sex Muskets sing, "God save the Queen," they
Yeah.
actually literally.
Yeah,
mean
it's
Yeah.
they're quite sincere. A fascist regime which we approve of.
it's
I
the,
called out with my own deep throaty alarm call as well.
What are you doing down here?
Oh, we're just taking a shortcut. You know, just traffic.
We're fumigating for sewer clowns here. You can't be here.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
I've been called worse, but you better shut your mouth.
We all know the real sewer clown is Elon Musk and his tunnels, so... Kick me off Twitter, Elon, I dare you.
So, Boomslang will disguise himself as Reginar and be Big Spoon.
Okay. So,
I got you, buddy.
so we cut to a scene where this Yuan-Ti, this snake person, is spooning a pudding angel.
No. Snake person disguised as a halfling.
Yes. Oh, you're even bigger a spoon than I remember.
Yeah, I just, I just have that energy.
Delightful, angel, delightful. And then we fade to
Oh, is
black.
that your full name?
Fade to black of spooning.
I don't want to miss a thing.
So you see in the room Eridark Ariesis, who is a pallid elf fighter gunslinger. Do I have guns? Do I fuck? What you see is
And we're back. And I have just had it confirmed to me by Sam, who's in the background as so often, that at the end of the stream tonight, I will actually be telling you what I was alluding to at the start, talking about the Tiltify for Palestine Children's Relief Fund. So make sure to stick around to the end. But for now, Nick, octopus magic is happening in space.
Yes, that's right. So, what I'm imagining is that sort of coin, you kind of unfurl all of your tentacles out in all different directions. It's like you're kind of the hands of the clock, except a really weirdly 8-pointed clock. And the nervous system in your tentacles, i.e. the brains, they're kind of glowing sort of brighter than the rest of your body. And it kind of shines a light ray towards the net and just sort of pops the magnet off the floor and brings it back. And then once Octavia is free, it just drops to the ground. As you're doing that, Gainsgarn, the sort of reptilian monk character, has just come through the door and he's just falling to his knees and weeping. The sign of the 8 is just more beautiful than he could have possibly anticipated. So he is falling to the floor and going, the visions, they've come true, they've come true. My liege, I'll do anything for you. Please come back and bring our age of prosperity we have long been prophesied.
Coin's gonna turn to Grim and be like, Are they talking about me? Is that me? Am I the...
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna need some of your poetry if I'm gonna start a religion. I can't just come up with stuff.
Sure.
just-
What kind of
okay.
mood are you going for with your religion?
Well, something with... Let there be good lighting, I think, is a good place to start.
Okay. Let me think.
And this is like the background.
We
of Tina's
need
going,
to sit on the rim of the well of darkness and fish for fallen light with patience.
Love it. You can also do my PR if you'd like.
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Worth
I'll
a
think
shot.
about it.
Worth a
If
shot.
I don't get the Pulitzer next year, I'll do it.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. I feel like that works. Coin's gonna slowly lower their arms, be like, and like kind of in a what humans consider regal way, gonna be like, ugh, go away. Towards monk guy.
Gainsgarn. Okay, yeah, he's just going to kind of quiver and kind of basically kind of, while still kind of bowing down, just scooch himself back out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you don't need to roll for that. He is at your beck and call. Yeah, just to kind of make this make sense, because I previously stated that there was a solution that made this happen. When the smaller purple guy returns, he kind of fires off this kind of aerosol into the air that kind of sprays the solution around. So you can understand all the other aliens now.
Okay. Okay, so if there's solution on the floor, does it count as water?
I'm tempted to say yes, but I'm going to no, it's not.
This is how you speak to 8-limbed gods?
Okay, it does.
Yes. Intimidation. Love it. Okay, I'm the GM now.
You usually
Juno
roll
and
to
hoarding us
intimidate the
again.
DM.
Oh,
I
that's
love
a game
all the
with
tragedies
eyes.
on
I love it.
And Octavia is free now, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. If possible, I would love
Octavia.
to try and and latch myself onto the creature that was trying to eject the ink, and try and prise the device off of its limb that opens doors.
Okay. All right. How do you see yourself doing that? Can you? What size are you again?
I'm tiny.
You're tiny. Okay, so you'll either need to jump really, really far up, or you'll need to climb up it to do that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and launch myself with my small but powerful arms from my position.
Okay, great. Let's call that a movement roll, and yeah, because of that wonderful bit of metagaming from Porna, I'll say that's an advantage.
Yeah. Okay, 6 and 7.
Okay, yeah, great. So you launch yourself up, and you do you want to land kind of on the weapon or on its arm or some other place in its body?
I think just as close to the device as possible, so I can just start trying to prise it off.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you get close enough to do that. It has seen you, so you're going to need to act fast. You describe how you want to attempt to prise this weapon out of its, for want of a better word, hands.
I think I'm gonna go manipulating objects, if that's okay, and just kind of try
Yep.
and use as many of my arms as possible to just sort of as kind of levers to prise it in the correct direction.
Mhm.
So that is a 6.
6. Okay. So I'll say, because you are so small, you would have needed to gotten a 7 or 8 to get it, but you're basically kind of locked in combat. You can't get the weapon from them, and they can't get you off its weapon. So you're kind of locked in combat. Does anyone else want to do anything while this is going on? Actually, I tell you what, I'm just going to, because Reggie's been on his own for a while, we're just going to switch over to him. So basically, Reggie, I'm sorry, you've been having a miserable time with this guy. He is still absolutely fascinated by your biology. He is kind of poking and prodding you kind of through the grates and going, "Oh, you didn't like that, did you?" So,
No, I
think of
didn't.
when you're in the fighting pit. And he's still got his thing turned off, so he can't hear your pleas.
Stop it! Leave me alone! No, stop it! Leave me alone! I don't like it.
He is going to have a bit more of a look at the charts and kind of go, "You know what? What's this? Regenerative cells? Oh, better try this out." And content warning: he's going to get a sort of small saw out, and he's going to start going towards you as Gainsgarn kind of backs through the door, and he's going, "Oi, Gainsgar, what's going on? Leave the creatures alone. They have
Reggie just screaming.
They cry out. We must release them or fear their wrath."
I will be so angry. Obviously they don't sound angry, but it's like I'm totally angry right now. I'm totally angry. They're not. They're terrified.
Yeah.
They're trying to appear angry, but they're not. Reggie is not.
Just like, fear my wrath, damn it, fear it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, make a communication roll. I mean, you're kind of, it is a form of communication.
Let me see what was So that would be using the camouflage, right?
Yes, sorry, yeah.
Yes. Cool. That is a 7 + 1, so that's an 8.
That is an 8. Okay, so I think inside you're, please leave me alone. But on the outside, you are kind of
Hello.
you are looking terrifying. I imagine you're sort of getting a sort of angry red. I mean, do you want to describe what kind of appearance you imagine yourself taking? Because you can sort of change the pattern, the coloring on your skin.
Yeah, I say, well, yeah, so I go to, I'm gonna say red. Red is pretty intimidating color. What was it? What's the type of octopus that is poisonous? Is it like got the blue rings on it? I forget which one that is. So maybe more of a bluish hint to it, because it's trying to be like, oh, my cousin who is like poisonous, they're pretty scary. Let's be like them. So maybe turn blue instead, actually. That's it, the blue ringed octopus. Let's say it's actually turned blue instead, because blue to them is angry and scary. So it's kind of like puffing itself up and turning blue.
Yeah, that absolutely works. Gainsgarn gets to his feet and goes, "Release the creature! Release them at once! You see, they are rising to their power. We must fall at their limbs or perish." And he's going to try and wrestle the saw out of Adrian's hand.
Perish. Yeah, like I'm not telling you I'm gonna perish. You're gonna perish.
All right, so they are also kind of locked in combat. Is there anything else you want to do while this is happening?
I have my shiny pebble. I want to use my shiny pebble, not only for comfort, but for also to try and like break the cage to get out. Because I'm like, I'm out of here. I need to get out.
Great. That sounds like a manipulating objects roll.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I forgot what my modifier is for that. It's a 2. Nice.
Looking to beat a 6. Get 6 or higher.
Wait, I can't do maths. It's 9. There you go.
9! Crit! That is a crit! Yes!
9! Yeah!
Okay. Describe absolutely wrecking this tank.
Okay, so you imagine like when you're like really desperate. That's literally what Red is like. It's like, I need to get out. So they're just kind of like frantically, just kind of like with the pebble, kind of like hitting the tank or whatever, and just like not even thinking at this stage. It's just like and they're just hoping it does something, and obviously it does. But like they're just kind of they don't want to be here.
Okay. All right. The tank absolutely shatters and you burst forth onto the floor. They are still locked in combat, but Gainsgarn the monk is kind of looking over his shoulder and goes, "My liege, come with me. I shall take you away to this place, the place where you should be treated as gods and revered amongst all else."
I just want to go home. I don't think they're gods. Let's just get home.
All right, he is going to now kind of punt Agra in the face, and he is going to go, "Come with me, my liege. I shall take you away from all this." And yeah, he's coming after you.
Okay, I don't please call me liege, but maybe you're okay. So he's gonna go. So he's gonna accept being handled.
Okay. All right, great. So yeah, he's going to sort of gently pick you up as if like, you know, please look favorably on me. Please don't put your wrath upon me, and is going to kind of, keeping you above his head, kind of take you out like this. So yeah, the rest of you see the monk return, sort of holding Reggie aloft on high. Hi
guys.
Octavia is still kind of locked in combat with the blob, and yeah, there is a kind of work experience purple rat trying to figure out what to do. What are the rest of you doing?
Experience. Oh, bad day.
I'm gonna look at Reggie, go, "Oh, that's nice," and then turn to Octavia and say, this happened, and you might not have seen it, Reggie, thanks to a donation by Megan Ramirez, you have a boon to use in your next roll, I believe. So thank you so much, Megan, for donating to our Tiltify as well.
What does how will the boon?
That's up to Nick to decide.
Okay.
If that means advantage or something else.
Awesome.
It will. Yes, it will mean advantage. It will also, if you're doing something that already has advantage, you get double advantage.
Double advantage.
So, yeah.
Double advantage. I love this game.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. Grim would like to turn to Octavia and say, Octavia, fight, because you don't know how to die quietly. I'm good at this.
That's the first thing you said that I've agreed with.
I would like to go and aid Octavia in battle with another ink attack against Octavia's opponent.
Okay, so that'll be D8 plus your modifier minus
1.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 7 total then.
Okay, yep. So whereabouts are you aiming? So they kind of, although the blobby, they look humanoid-ish.
Mm-hmm. So they're both grappling for the weapon, right?
Yeah.
I would like to aim the ink so that the ink essentially makes the weapon slippery on the side where the alien is holding it, so that Octavia can pull it free.
Okay. And yeah, what did you roll again?
7.
7. Okay, yeah, that will do it. Yes. So as you'll have to tell me how the science of this works. So as this gelatinous creature is trying to hold on to this weapon made out of some sort of metal, it basically slips from its hands, and Octavia, you can try and hold the weapon. It's probably about 3 times bigger than you, or you can just sort of dump it to the floor. What do you like to do?
Yeah, I'll dump it to the floor and try and push it towards one of the bigger octopuses who might be able to handle it better than me.
Nice. All right, I'd like you to first tell me who you're trying to pass it to, and second, do a manipulate objects roll.
Okay. I think is coin's pretty big if I remember correctly.
Coin is a meter and a half. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, amazing. That is
Nice.
so much bigger than Octavia. That's perfect. Okay, I will do manipulate objects. That is +1. That's only a 3, unfortunately. So yeah, having trouble shoving this massive thing as a tiny little guy.
I was gonna say that Coin will anyway be like trying to also like get the weapon from Mr. Blobby or whatever he's called. And
Mr. Blobby, no!
Yeah.
Elizabeth!
My mental image has changed
Thanks,
significantly.
Elizabeth.
I'm banning Elizabeth. I hate Mr. Blobby. It's the worst thing about the UK.
what can I say? Chat inspired me.
Chat.
So
the Overlord has been angered, and it's me. I'm the Overlord.
It's me, I am the Overlord is also a great t-shirt. So I would also be trying to wrestle the weapon, and since I have more arms, actually I don't know what blob creature looks like, but whatever. If I would be able to reach for the part of the weapon that's not inked.
Okay. I'm going to say, because Octavia wasn't able to sort of scooch it very far towards you, you'll need to do a movement roll to get to it, and it will be at disadvantage because the aerosol has dissipated now.
It's a disadvantage because the aerosol is dissipated.
Yeah, that's right.
Like the language bit.
The bit that was covering the floor that made it like water.
Ah, I see. Got it. Yes. Okay. Cool. That is a 5.
Okay. Yeah, 5 will do it. You're able to make your way to the to the weapon, and yeah, you're able to get hold of the non-inky side. If you'd like to use it, that would be a manipulating objects roll.
Yes, please. That's an 8.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you absolutely kind of magnet this thing to the wall.
Octopus going.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll say kind of at that you hear a kind of roar from all the other cages, and because you can now understand them, they're kind of all going, great job, wow, I've been looking forward to this day, never thought I'd see it, yes, and they're basically all kind of like hammering on the cages and just basically cheering you on. Even the work experience guy kind of looks awkwardly and just goes.
The most relatable character.
Absolutely love it.
I think Reggie being kind of watching all this on new like high ground from this monk guy, it's gonna be like gonna with one of the arms tap the monk guy on the head, be like, hey, could you help get these things, could you let everybody out, please?
Is your will that all these creatures be released?
Yes.
And I will be done. And yeah, he's just going to sort of put you on a surface somewhere, and he's just going to start sort of opening the cages and kind of sort of very sheepishly, in some cases with like the more aggressive creatures kind of going away. And yet there are going to be all kinds of creatures coming out. There are kind of sort of wolf-like characters with sort of big talons that kind of, after appearing quite threatening and now quite friendly and happy to be released. There's kind of like there's sort of medium-sized fuzzballs that kind of roll around. There are sort of your classic kind of sort of little green men who go and kind of come out very happily. And then there is one creature that isn't happy about being released though, and you will kind of see a sort of lurid jade green creature with 7 limbs, who kind of lumps out and goes, "Oh, you think you're so clever, don't you? With your 8 limbs and your perfectness. He points over towards the monk. I was his favorite before you arrived. I was the closest thing to perfection he had. And now perfection itself shows up.
I just wanted more friends. So hi.
I'd like to go over to the 7-limbed creature. Mm-hmm. Feel the feeling, but don't become the emotion. Witness it. Allow it. Release it.
And squirts him with ink.
No, I'm on a flat roll for ink now.
I'd say first thing, camouflage roll, because even though you're able to, camouflage roll, because that is how you're getting your information across. 7. Oh yeah, that'll do it. I mean, the DC was low for that one because of how inspiring that was. Because never thought about it that way. I was always so eager to please that I didn't think about myself and my own feelings. Or rather, I was a slave to them. Unknowingly. I don't need you, and he just basically slaps Gainsgarn across the face. He kind of quivers away.
Well, that's a bit rude.
That was a little bit harsh, but okay. I'm glad you worked through it. Well done.
He's released the feeling now. He'll be fine.
Cool. So can we all get out here, please?
Oh yes, come with me. There's an escape pod. We can use it to get back to my home planet of Alas room.
Is there really deep water there?
Is there? Yeah. Is there a garden?
Oh yes. Well, no, but we'll
there
get
restaurants?
some. We'll
Yes
get you
or no?
anything that you need.
Oh, okay.
Like several miles deep.
Yes.
And restaurants.
Yes, several miles deep. Restaurants. Yes.
And a
yes,
fortress.
Yes,
And a garden.
and
And a
a
Pulitzer Prize.
And a what now?
What's that?
I'm not sure what it is. I read a newspaper once.
You can
right
read?
before it disintegrated. Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened.
Wow, that's so cool. You have to teach me one time. Actually, no, I'm okay not reading. I like pictures.
Pictures are nice.
They are.
Let's go to the escape pod now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yes, come this way. And yeah, he leads you into the escape pod, which just about has room for all the other creatures in it. The work experience guy gets in, and it's just basically the blob and Agra that's left, and he's just like, he just comes out and goes, "No, the tournament. We could have been the greatest success the galaxy has ever seen. Did you really throw that all away?"
Okay, bye.
Them's the breaks.
Can I throw a last insulting rock at this person?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
that
know
happens.
what
And
we are. Let you come if you can find the courage.
No, there's no room. Close it. Let's go. This guy has some sharp things he wanted to poke me with. I don't. No, let's go. Let's leave it behind.
Octavia has sharp things that she wants to poke you with.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, Octavia. Whatever I did, I'm sorry.
It's I'm as long as you don't come into my personal space, you won't get poked.
What? That's fine. That's fine. Fine.
I'm glad we've come to an agreement.
all right, are you going to let these other two on, the amorphous blob and the crazy bonesaw guy?
I mean, Reggie will not like it, but it sounds like they've been voted out. So
They have been voted off the island.
So Reggie will just kind of go to one side of the escape pod and not interact or look at them or anything.
Do they want to come with us? Do they want all of us to stay on the ship?
Well, you freaking did some poetry to invite them to come. So this is
If they find the courage to take on Reggie, who is now a god.
I think if you just say some poetry at them that encourages them to practice power poses and stuff like that, just like and stuff, then they can make their own way and we don't have to worry about them.
Okay. I don't have any poetry about power posing.
Can we just go, please?
Monk,
I think
press
we
the
should
button.
leave 'em.
Or whatever it is that makes this thing go away from them.
Oh yes, of course. And yeah, press the button and kind of awkwardly waves through the kind of porthole, and you kind of hear a furious kind of cry from the other side, and as you kind of jettison out into space. So the escape pod does have some rudimentary controls that Gamesgarn is now using to get you back to his home planet. Out of the back, though, you see this kind of, you now see the ship for what it is. It's kind of this sort of long, sort of black sort of tube with with kind of quite angular, menacing features, and you see it slowly turning towards you, kind of with kind of glowing ports kind of at the front. I'll let you interpret the body language yourselves.
That looks like a really big shark.
Don't like that.
No, I don't remember sharks having glowing eyes, but it looks bad.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Does
It looks
this-
bad.
Does this escape pod have any sharp rocks that it can throw at the big shark?
What's an escape pod?
I think I heard this guy calling it that.
Okay, cool. Also,
the-
this ocean's very dark. I'm guessing
very
you
nice.
guys like it. I don't like it, but it's fine. We can get over that. We need to go.
Can
Okay, so
I-
again. Yeah, go
Sorry,
for it.
if Reggie's getting like nervous with this, can Coin create like a small ball of like a tiny replica of the sun in like one arm, just like hold it out towards Reggie to be like, here you go, a god deserves a sun.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Can you make a manipulating objects roll? I see this as manipulating matter at the smallest level. So you'll need a
Maybe
7
my
to...
pebble. Use my pebble. Use my pebble.
Yeah, can
Oh,
I use a
this is
pebble?
great. This
Yes.
Okay, this is a mechanic I might neglect to explain earlier, but if you do a team roll,
Ooh.
then you add your rolls together. So I'm going to say for this to succeed, you're going to need a combined roll of 15 or more.
What about my
Like-
boon?
What about your boon?
Ah!
Yeah, go for it.
Yes. Awesome. Right.
So when you say team roll, does it include everyone or just me and
Just-
Reggie?
Just the people involved in it, unless everyone else can convince me if you're doing something that is helping the creation of this small sun within an escape pod.
I mean,
The power
I
of
mean-
friendship.
well, that. And also, what fuels a burning sun more than burning hatred / rage that Octavia's character clearly has towards the humans / blob? Tell me that.
Can I double check as well? What are Coin's pronouns?
Oh, everything.
Everything. Okay. In that case, I think Grimm's contribution will, of course, be a poem.
I think Octavia will. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, just quick. I think Octavia's contribution will be to use her limited chromatophores to be as bright and orange as possible to be inspiring for the creation of the sun.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So let's see. Right, just so I'm getting this straight. Coin's role is going to be manipulating objects. Reggie's is going to be, I think, also manipulating objects because it's your stone that you're using. And Grim and Octavia will be communication because of your poetry and because of your the kind of colored patterns that you're creating. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And while we roll a poem, they in the dark found light brighter than many ever see. They within themselves found loveliness through the soul's own mastery. And now the world receives from their dower the message of the strength of inner power. Thank you, Langston Hughes, for that one.
Thank you.
Love it.
Is it still a 15 for this combined roll now that there's 4 of us? Nick? What are we aiming for here?
Well, I only got a 3 if that helps.
I think keep it at 15
Okay.
because this has been so inspiring. I really wanted to succeed.
I got a 6, then that I have a 2, so 8.
8, okay.
I got a 6 total.
I
Okay.
got 5 plus
With your
2,
advantage?
with the plus 2, and then the advantage. How many more am I adding to that? My double
You
advantage.
just roll twice and take the highest.
I see. And then the first one was still the highest. So it's a 7.
Okay. Well, we can do the maths, but that's definitely more than 15.
Yay!
Owen and Reggie would have been fine without Grim and Octavia in that one.
It's nice to feel involved, though, isn't it?
Very.
We couldn't have added the power of friendship. Here you go.
Oh my god, thank you. Oh,
Okay,
I will
so-
treasure it forever.
So, Reggie, I'd like to kind of clarify: is your rock becoming a sun, or is it kind of birthing a new sun?
Well, I mean, not in the ship, I hope. Because we all will die and that will be a sad ending. So, I don't know, maybe make sure it's just a really, really small sun. I don't know. Yeah, just
It's not lethal. Don't worry, I'm not going to
not
TPK you
lethal.
at this stage.
Cool, great, because that would suck. Okay,
It's
make it-
magic.
yeah,
It's
a
not
little magic
harmful.
sign, magic sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And yeah, I am going to say that as the kind of the ship, the Crucible, kind of turns around to fire upon you, they're sort of, it's a kind of analog ship in that they need to kind of look. It's no automatic laser system. They have to kind of look down the scope to see their target, and as they look down, they're just absolutely blinded by this dazzling display, and just kind of shoot one shot just kind of off into space before having to kind of shield their eyes, and yet you are able to slip away from the attacking ship without incurring harm.
We're through the power of friendship. I love
Yeah.
that. Oh my
All right,
God.
and as you head down towards the planet, which name I wrote down earlier, just to make Alusru 8, Gainsgarn talks with feverish excitement. The acolytes will finally take me back. I'll be the one who brought the gods home. So you are going to love it in the temple of Octogen. You will be worshipped day and night. You will want for nothing. You will remain in this sacred place for the rest of your lives, enriching us through your presence.
Sounds a bit much, but okay.
As long as I get my several miles deep ocean.
Yeah, I really like some water, please. And the garden.
Oh yes, we'll see to that, of course. And yeah, you are going to. Yeah, eventually, you enter the planet's atmosphere and touch down, sort of near this kind of really ornate-looking building that has 8 sort of buttresses that form, which all have 8 turrets and sort of 8 spires on each of them. So imagine that if you can. And the door to the pod opens, and you see Gainsgarn sort of rush out, talk to a bunch of people who are sort of dressed like him in sort of these long cloaks, and you can tell that they're sort of the same species, and they return and kind of throw themselves down at your feet and go, the Ancient Ones, the perfect 8s. I didn't think the day would ever come. Please reach out.
Ancient? I'm only 1 year old.
Oh, that's old.
This must be where the octopus comes from.
I thought, never mind. You know what? Never mind. Nah, I'm not going to question it. Like, we're off that shit. I still need to be like far away from the guy with the pokey stick thing, but that's good. because they're not here. So,
Mm.
and I have my little ball of light. So, yeah, okay. You know what? This will be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. This will be fine.
So they come out with these kind of chariots, except they're big tanks on wheels, as in water tanks on wheels. So they kind of put you in, and they're just kind of pushing you through. And already a kind of crowd has gathered. There are kind of a bunch of people kind of throwing, to sort of bowing down and just kind of throwing 8-petaled flowers towards you, and sort of making the sign of the 8 upon their bodies as you are.
Like I think it's just an infinity sign.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. You are the infinite.
The infinite.
Amazing.
And yeah, they're going to bring you into this building, and you'll see kind of tapestries, murals on the walls that sort of show of the figures of 8 of old, whose brilliance was so sublime that they were banished to another realm, so that their lights could not shine too brightly. And the tapestry ends with Gainsgarn's people sort of searching the galaxy, and you see that there's been a bit left for the story to continue.
Do the old gods look like octopuses?
They do. They're kind of they're very kind of large and exaggerated, but you can sort of clearly see the kind of bulbous shape and the sort of 8 limbs kind of going off. If you were familiar with I was about to say Cthulhuism, Lovecraftian literature, you'd say you'd say it was kind of that vibe.
Kraken-esque, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've got a poem for this occasion. I think it might be my best one yet. Roads go ever, ever on, under cloud and under star. Yet arms that wandering have gone, turn at last to home afar.
Sure.
I think this will
Cool.
be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
Thanks, Tolkien.
That was the perfect quote for the occasion. I feel I've peaked. This is the peak of my actual play career. An opus drama that ends in Tolkien.
Doesn't happen often, but when it does.
It happens a lot when I'm around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh well, definitely coming back then. All right, so they Gamescom starts sort of directing the followers for all of your needs. Let's see, they start sort of digging a big trench and sort of filling it with water, and they promise it's going to only going to get bigger and bigger. Let's see, they also they start sort of bringing various kind of flowers, rocks, herbs, and sort of putting them before Reggie, kind of quite solemnly, quite sort of noticing, "Oh, will this do, my liege?" And just kind of
It'll do.
yeah, and they kind of bring a bunch of building materials for Octavia. So if you can see that they've started kind of mining the land around, and they kind of bring orders and saying, "Oh, does this suit your needs, my liege?"
I shall create the most impenetrable fortress in the universe. And if my friends behave well and don't invade my personal space, they can visit. They can't stay, they can visit.
That's why you can have your space, I can have mine. Reggie's over there with his garden.
And Grim, they still aren't really sure what a Pulitzer is, but they
Neither
basically
is
just
Grim.
I'm gonna say that tailors from the land sort of create all sorts of things: crowns, headbands, sort of armlets for your tentacles, and just like, is this the Pulitzer that you
I
seek?
think so. Yeah, that looks like one. I'm gonna just say that with everything they give me.
The real Pulitzer is the trinkets we
Completely
collected
decked
along
out.
the
Yep. All right. So as your new followers dote adoringly upon you, this begins the start of you all finally getting the kind of life that you dreamed of. And let's say 5 months down the line, and they've also found the best scientists have been at work extending the natural life of the octopus, which is usually about a year, but that's been fixed now. So 5 months down the line, where
That's the best way you could have phrased that. That's been fixed now.
Now
Man.
some science happens.
some science happens. Yeah, like my
Telomeres.
building
It's about the telomeres. Just say telomeres.
telomeres. Yep, they concoct some telomeres, and it's all good. Oh, where do you all see yourself in 5 months' time?
I think that I can't. I think that by some miracle of biology, Octavia is able to produce 2,500 eggs, as is the largest size of brood of the Atlantic pygmy octopus.
Wow.
Perhaps they've done some genetic engineering to be able to produce the proper components, and so now her fortress is filled with loads of tiny little octopuses.
Nice. I'm kind of imagining, if I can interject, that because you're quite a small octopus, and you have this now legion of
You have an
loyal
army.
octopuses. I imagine that if you're threatened, form into some kind of like big mecha octopus.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Aww.
Yeah, because
Octavia clan.
yeah, like in the wild, the mortality rate for these babies is 90%, but because there's no natural predators, there's just all of them here all the time, and it's so noisy. Like chromatophores like going off every second of the night and day, and Octavia's kind of like exhausted, but has to admit to herself that she is happy that she can share her fortress with many younglings.
Amazing.
I think in 5 months, Grim will have finally received the approximately 2,800 to 4,000 meter deep pit filled with water in which they now live. And occasionally appears at the surface to roaring applause to deliver their latest poem before sinking back down to the depths to go and write more poetry, accepting a new Pulitzer Prize every time that comes up.
Whatever that means.
Just whatever they decide to hand them that day.
I think in 5 months, if Grim will allow coin, they will have built a little octopolis, as is the want of gloomy octopuses, at the bottom of this trench, and in a very, if you build it, they will come kind of way. There are more octopods across the galaxy that appear here. Then they will come here, and eventually there will be a trendy part of the city, and that's where Coin will have their restaurant that they've always wanted to open. Currently, only Grim and Coin eat there sometimes, and sometimes Reggie and Octavia's 2,500 children, but not always, but sometimes.
Maybe the poet in residence for the restaurant.
Yes, of course.
That could be the gardener. Because that's all Reggie's been doing. Just gardening and just being chill and really loving their little ball of sun. And there's kind of like centerpiece and it's like shells and loads of different marine stuff, and it's incorporating the alien kind of marine stuff in it. So they're like experimenting, or what can you do with the garden? So they're just there vibing, just happy and just chilling and happy to interact with everybody else every now and then. But ultimately, they like to be by themselves. That's it.
Amazing. Well, yeah, the sort of reptilian people who worship you have never been happier. They find purpose in supporting you and seeing you thrive. Over time, who knows where this will lead? Will this be a sort of whole new galactic empire of octopods spreading across the galaxy, or will you remain kind of benign and inward looking? That's kind of, yeah, I think that's kind of beyond this story, but I think that's the question we have to ask ourselves as we see octopods from all over the galaxy coming over and seeing this kind of new resurgence of your kind, having previously kind of been sent to the darkest corners of the galaxy. And that is where we shall end our adventure. Thanks so much, everyone. That was an absolute blast to play with you. I'm still pinching myself that you allowed me to come on your channel and play my silly octopus game with you all.
I think I speak for everyone at Science and Sorcery when I say this was absolutely brilliant. I know Sam's been having a blast watching it in the background. Yeah, this was great. Nick, thank you so much for running this game for us. Where can people, are the instructions available already? Is there a way people can play this at home, or are you still working on that?
Putting finishing touches to it now. So I'm hoping that by the end of this month, Rogue Octopus Escapes will be available on itch.io. If people are into it enough and kind of leave positive comments, reviews, then I'm thinking that one day I will do a physical copy that people can play, including more scenarios, more variations, and more ways of having a great octopus adventure.
Amazing. Well, I'm going to look forward to that. And what's your social media handle? Where will people find an announcement once it's available online?
Yeah, sure. So best way to keep track of me and what I'm doing is on Twitter at nmunroturner. At nmunroturner. I'm also on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky as Tall Hobbit Adventures, so you can find me there as well. And yeah, as soon as it goes out, I'll be sharing it, and I really hope that just people enjoy it. The fact that at least 4 people have is really heartening to me.
Amazing. We'll be sure to post links once you've got it all set up as well, Nick.
Great.
We'll be announcing it on Science of Sorcery as well. Right. So thank you again, Nick. I'm going to start with Maddie. Maddie, is there anything you want the good people to know? I know, so stay put, everyone watching, because Maddie is actually also on Actual Play UK tonight. And I believe that's still going, so we're going to be raiding out to go and support them after we finish our little announcements here at the end. But Maddie, anything else you want people to know?
Yes, other than the Game of Heart Part 2 that is going on over on Actual Play UK, where I am pre-recorded, not appearing through Octomagic in 2 places at once. You can find me on Realms of Peril and Glory, where I am a core cast member. It's an actual play podcast with original music and sound design. It's very cool. And you can also find my podcast, A Game of One's Own, where I play solo and two-player games. It is currently on hiatus, but I'm hoping to get it back up and running in the next few months. So you can listen to the first few episodes, or you can hang back and wait until it is revived. And yeah, you can also head to my itch.io page. If you just search my name, Maddie Searle, on itch, you can find some of the games that I've made, including Alien Festival, which was as part of a game jam that Purna organized. So yeah, if you want more alien stuff, you might enjoy that one.
Amazing. And now, Jazz, I know that when we talked about this previously, you said, you've moved a little bit away from science communication, your new job, but is there anything you want people to know? It can also just be a fun fact about volcanoes or something. If you don't
Oh my god, if you let me! Oh my god! Just let me! Let me talk about volcanoes! Okay. Another time.
All right.
No, I lie. I'm gonna tell you one. Iceland. Iceland is obviously lots of stuff going on in Iceland at the moment. The reason why it's so volcanic active is because not only is on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which is the North American plate and Eurasian plate splitting apart and forming new magma and land and stuff, it's also because it's on a hotspot. So a hotspot is like Hawaii. Hawaii's hotspot, but Iceland is just unique and weird, and that it's a hotspot and also on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. So that's why it's so volcanically active. Also, Iceland is the nearest volcanoes that can cause high mortality rates in the UK and across Europe. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. Well, we can't make sure it happens. If it happens, it happens. But
Thanks so much, Jazz, with a positive, lovely note to end
Iceland's
on.
volcanoes can kill us in the UK and across Europe. Anyway,
all right. I had to let Jazz get a volcano fact in there.
Please, I've been holding it in for so long.
At last, but certainly not least, Purna, anything you want our viewers to be aware of that you're up to right now?
First of all, thank you for having me. It's been so much fun to be on Science and Sorcery for the first time. So got a couple of things. Weave Games has recently come out with Love is on the Cards, which is a two-player short TTRPG where you can make your own rom-com movie with just someone sitting there and you just like create your own little rom-com. People have done an amazing job of doing some APs, which we will start releasing weekly on They Season Dragons, Twitch and YouTube starting next week. And people have done all sorts of cool things. I have to tell you some of these. There's like a werewolf biker bar owner meets a monster hunter. That's one thing. There's a Lord of Hell that is romancing someone who just really likes three-headed dogs. There's there's just, I think there were a couple of fey creatures who were courting each other. There's just so much. The ways that people have chosen to interpret telling a love story has been really cool. If you want to do that with your partner, definitely check it out. You can find me on itch at Purna Makes Things .itch.io, on Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, or next week, who knows. But at the moment, it is X, and I am on there as at Purna Writes. There is also a Kickstarter of another two-player game that is running at the moment from the mind of Taylor Navarro that I'm a co-designer on. We have smashed through 2 stretch goals, and we are hoping to get through the next one, which will give us an audiobook by Aaron Katana Sayez of the AMFC podcast. And gosh, there's some. Oh, one last thing. There is a TTRPG content calendar, or what I'm currently calling the TTRPG TV guide, to make it easier for people to know what it is. If you do any streams, any TTRPG related content, podcasts, TV shows, anything. We would love to have you as part of this public calendar so that people can just click on it and say, this is what's going on tonight. You want to consume some TTRPG content. And I have already been speaking at high speed because I just can't think of too many things to say. So I'm going to shut up now. Thank you for having me. I have been your Octomagician. And if you want an Octomagician back on your stream, you know where to find me.
Speaking of having people back on our stream, couple of announcements. Science and Sorcery. First of all, Science and Sorcery will be back this coming Sunday with our campaign Witness to Ruin as our intrepid teenagers set off to go investigate some disappearances and maybe kidnap a wereperson for some hags. I don't know. This wasn't meant to happen, but it's happening. And the second announcement, and this is really exciting, and Sam's been working really hard in the background. Sam's telling me right now I first need to plug Vagina Museum live show, 26th of April. Sam's also been working hard on that. There are still tickets available, I think. It will be live at the Vagina Museum in London. So if you're in that area, please come along. Come watch me run the Knights of the Round Table through shrunk down by magic into the Queen's secret second cervix, because that's what the story's about. This is apparently what I do now. People going into vaginas. It's fine. What I wanted to tell you about is Science and Sorcery is organizing 2 weekends of streams as a fundraiser to raise money for Palestine. We're calling it Playing for Palestine, and you might see some of the people who are here tonight back on the show then. The dates are the 11th to the 13th of April and the 2nd to the 4th of May. And I'm going to give you a tiny teaser because I'm going to be running the very first one-shot on the 11th, and it is going to be called, wait for it, Curse of Chod. And that's all I'm giving you so far. So stay tuned for more information. We've got some absolutely amazing guests and guest DMs confirmed already. So more information coming soon. 11th to 13th of April, 2nd to 4th of May, Playing for Palestine. We hope to see you all there. But for now, we're going to raid out to Actual Play UK to go and support Maddie in their other role as, I'm not sure what you're playing as, Maddie, but I'm sure it's great.
An emo dark elf who can turn into a 9-foot skeleton.
This is what we like to hear. Let's go over to Actual Play UK and we'll see everyone back here again on Sunday. Have a great evening, folks. See you soon.